Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maverick here. Today we are going to be watching the finale, or I guess the final season of Magia Record, depending on how you look at it. And of course, if you guys didn't see me reacting to season 1 and season 2 of Magia Record, do check it out. I'll probably put some links up around here or down there or something of that sort, right? So yeah, anyways, this final season, it dropped 4 episodes as a whole, so lots of people are just saying, view it as a sort of like a movie. I will be trying to watch these back to back. I might combine them into one episode or split them up. I haven't made a decision on that part yet, but in any case, we are here for the final season here, right? And let's see, what can I remember of this so far? Because it has been a while. I think the last time we saw the second season was back in summer of last year, 2021. I think it was supposed to actually be completely just finished in one go, but the production studio had some problems with whatnot, and so we have a third season here. And by the way, some people do view this as a continuation of the second season, but I'm just going with the official sort of naming here and calling it the final season. Back at the end, before we talk about season 2, right? Let me sort of quickly go over my thoughts on the previous 2 seasons so far. So first season, being a big fan of the Madoka Magica series, I wasn't quite too impressed with the first season. It's not bad per se. It's just kind of there. I think fans of the series didn't really get what they were, at least for me anyways, didn't really get the kind of vibe that we were looking for. It was a much more of a mysterious kind of vibe rather than a foreboding or a dark kind of vibe, and all. The character interactions and such, I was kind of sort of meh all around. The visuals, the audios, also, I guess better than average, but when you're comparing it to the legendary series of Madoka Magica, it kind of still falls short, right? The second season actually improved a lot, with all the character dynamics getting settled down, and with this production studio also putting a lot more emphasis on the visuals. I thought it actually had a few sparks of brilliance here and there, particularly in the beginning, I believe, like 2 episodes of the season, and also the finale, like 1 or 2 episodes and whatnot. And of course, it helps that our original cast also made an appearance, and a rather lasting appearance as well, fighting alongside Iroha and the others to fight back against the Magias, right? And of course the what do they call it, the Uwasa, right? The Uwasa, the monsters, if you will. And so now we are here in the final season. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, we still got to figure out what's going to happen to Touka and Nemu, and don't forget that we actually start the entire story with Iroha trying to find out what happened to her sister Yui, right? So I don't think we've really gotten any much progress in terms of solving that mystery. And of course, how it really pertains to the main series as a whole, what is the direct relationship here? I don't think they really settled that either. Now, can they finish all of that and conclude all of that in 4 episodes? I don't know. I guess we shall find out together. So, further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, guys, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, by the way, compared to the previous seasons, I don't really put another sort of like small video over here anymore, because I found that it does get copyright struck also. So, the subtitles down below, that's all you guys are gonna get. I mean, I do have the timings here so you can sync it up. Alright, so we're starting up. No, as I said, we're taking a look at the hospital scene once again, right? Touka, Nemu, Yui. Oh. Is this the first time we've... Actually, I can't quite remember. Have we fully seen Yui's face up to this point. I recall, like in the previous, for a long time, we've never been able to see her face. But I kind of forgot if we saw her face at the end of last season. And there's Kyubey, or I guess small Kyubey. Yui is kind of like a copy of Iroha, honestly. Of course, smaller. Oh, Yui's perspective? Sorry, Iroha's perspective. This is actual Kyubey, right? Not small Kyubey. So basically, it all started out as something like something relatively innocent and harmless. That's kind of dark, all things considered. So that Sakura tree did turn out to be a lot more important than, yeah, that's the same one from very early on in the series, actually. Okay. So I'm guessing we're gonna get the opening at the end of this episode, or maybe they're gonna skip it entirely until like the very end of the finale of this. Well, seeing is believing. So I guess her wish does have something to do with Yui, right? Or maybe Yui's wish has something to do with Yuri. I guess it's terminal illness. So why did she end up forgetting about her? guess she's off fighting the witches? Surely she didn't just do something as stupid as say, I wish Yui's illness is instead on me? No, she's just off fighting the witches. Okay, so she's following her? Yep. Water. Okay, so these three also ended up making contracts? There we go. Do you want to make a contract? Nice. Oh, aren't you the smart one? Unfortunately, you know, emotions definitely overrule any kind of logic here. You know, even though the original of Madoka Magica was you know, with Madoka and everything was sort of like construed upon Kyubey not really telling the entire truth about everything, you know, about how they could eventually be corrupted and become witches as well. I do have this kind of feeling though that even if everybody knew fully like what it entailed, there would still be plenty of people who take on the contract. Man, these girls are... Yeah, they're geniuses, alright. Or at least very, very smart. Technically, yeah. He just doesn't tell the entire truth. Not just that. Yes. Oh, okay. That's the way he answered this. Oh, is this Bina? I think. Dang, these two are so smart. That's the exact same way that Madoka eventually did things, right? They came to the same conclusion, actually. Yeah. Okay. The power that Kyubey has. Collect, transform, and manifest. They're trying to game the system. So how did they lose sight of what they were supposed to do, though? Yay! Oh, okay. A physical form. Okay, so there has to be like one crucial calculation they forgot, right? Yeah, they needed to. Basically, they were playing a very. It was a very precarious balance here. So right back in, yeah. So small cube is Yui. I think that's what I've been hinting. That's what I've been guessing at the entire time, right? Even back in season 1. Okay, but her so getting into Kyubey means her memories, the existence of her was wiped. So, so Nemu is the only one who remembers Yui? Yep. She's also forgetting? Yep. Oh no, no. She still remembers? And so she's like, okay, I will carry on your legacy. Okay, okay. So I guess this episode is just like sort of like a just giving us an info dump right now. Alright, and so then the events of Magia Record starts, basically. Mm-hmm. And I guess now we get the yep. Could be the opening, it could be the ending. Typically it's the opening. Yachio. You know, I only remember Iroha and Yachio, and then like can't quite remember their names, but oh well. The rest of them. Okay, but I guess it's just focusing on Iroha and Yachio. Alright, from Tricell. Oh, no, they're all here. They're all here. Like, Sana and, no, wait, not Momoko. Sana, Tsuruno, and etc., etc. I'm sure I'll remember them by the next episode. Alright guys, so I've kind of decided that I want to combine 2 episodes at once, so I will be watching episode 2 right now, directly after episode 1. So just a quick recap, we do see like the total picture now of what actually happened to Yui, you know, what kicked off the events of this Magia Record series, episode 1, season 1, of course, and all the things leading up to this point, right? You gotta admit, the girls were pretty smart. They came very, very close. They did their due diligence to investigate. They made some pretty good assumptions, pretty good guesses. They came pretty much, spot on to the truth, right? And in fact, they even came to the same sort of conclusion as Madoka, but they instead actually they kind of converted and made it into a way that that gave them some room, some leeway to actually come out of it unscathed, right? Like, on Madoka's side, we still got that entire thing happening over there. Homura still fighting, and so on and so forth. We haven't seen the conclusion of that yet, right? So for the girls to come this close to actually gaming the system, full props to them. Unfortunately, you could say that they kind of underestimated everything. They were a little bit too excited. Once they got their powers, they didn't really start small and whatnot. So unfortunate, but hey, you can't blame them for trying. And I do kind of feel though that even if they were able to keep it relatively stable, it's still not a long-term thing. They would basically be dedicating the rest of their lives to operating this kind of system, right? And I'm sure that there will be some sort of imbalances that happen in the future as well. But that's kind of a moot point. Anyways, we're now in episode 2. I'm guessing we're going to be back to present day and continuing on from Iruha's perspective, and everything that she's going to try to do in order to bring back Yui, or reverse the entire situation. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. No, they're still fighting? Yeah, like I said, I kind of forgot what happened at the very end of season 2. Oh, now we get opening. Okay, so I guess the thing last episode was actually the ending, and here we actually have an opening. So is this going to be by oh no, actually it's the same song. Okay, never mind. And here I was thinking they were gonna be putting a new song in. I mean, it's okay. After all, right? Da, 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 da. Yeah, after all, what would a Madoka series be without music from Claris? Eternal Sakura. Okay, so what to now? They suddenly got all their memories? Um, why would erasing Yui's memories change? I guess they were fundamentally changed? But I guess Nemu was like, we can still continue this if it means saving Iroha? Because it's Yui's wish? I mean, I'm still not entirely convinced that the system is bad. Of course, it's not all roses and sunshine, but that was my conclusion back in season 2 as well. I guess release Eve, overturn the doppel system, stop it. Okay. Yeah, Euro has also like, you guys are still going off the deep end. You know, I feel like probably Touka have taken this wouldn't have taken this route or taken this line of thinking if Nemu had told her immediately after the events happened, right? The thing that happened to Yui happened. The fact that Touka is still pursuing this at this point is because, as she was carrying out the plan, like they mentioned, she also learned about the despair and fear of all the other magical girls. So at this point, they are still absolutely convinced that they need to do this. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's not just about Iroha and Yui anymore. It's about their wish to actually save all the magical girls. And again, I can't really say. I mean, obviously, I think just like what happened the first time around, they're also being quite reckless this time as well. Hmm. So are they drawing out the negative emotions first, and then? Right, they're. Oh, is that what happened? So again, like just like the first time around, they've kind of like overestimated their own capabilities, right? Or was this a calculated risk? So those that have strong souls, right? Strong senses of being, they won't be affected by this. No, they don't think it's overloading. I guess they think this is just a calculated risk and sacrifice. Oof. But seriously, how strong is Yashio though? Oof. And she's still here. She's also doppelifying because connect. Nope. Meanwhile, is this a zero? No. So if we think about it, in a sense, like literally every iteration of this, no matter what, and what they are all trying to do is basically carry on, either the burden of being magical girls or the darkness or the energy, whatever you want to call it, of the magical girls. Into one. So are they sacrificing them? Mifio and Momoko are... But... Yeah, I think this is not gonna end well for Momoko and Mifio. Yeah, that's gotta not be good for Fuya Momoko. Wait. Yeah. Mm. So their soul is now irrevocably lost, right? I mean, that's kind of what Nemu and Touka are trying to fix here, right? You know, whether or not it works or not, no, I think the answer is a clear and easy no, right? Considering the series, but what is all the girls disappearing? All right, we don't need to go through this ending once again. Anyways, I will see you guys after this. Alright, so with these two episodes, right, we got to see the entirety of what happened that caused the events of this series to go forward, what happened to Yui, you know, why this doppel system came to be, and so on so forth. And, you know, after revelation from last episode and the sort of regaining of memories in the beginning of this episode, you gotta wonder, is this now the time for like this one big reunion? We're gonna make things right again, and so on and so forth. But no, they instead pulled this other kind of they pulled this other kind of trick, and now they are more dead set than ever on continuing what they have done before. When I'm talking about is of course Nemu and Touka, and I guess to a certain extent Yui, although that remains to be seen here, right? You know, you could look at it from a few different perspectives. Like one is you know, geniuses are typically stubborn in a lot of ways, in that, you know, they do think that they you know, they think they fought this through, right? It happened the first time as well. They fought this through. They thought they had beat the system, and then it ended up backfiring and taking Yui from them, right? So now they want to have a chance to make it right once again. They want to go through the system a second time, and then of course, you know, if we are going by typical anime logic here, probably they are going to fail once again, and so their grand plan will still have some sort of flaw in it that they did not foresee, and so it ends up being incomplete and ends up hurting more people than expected, or something of that sort, right? Because otherwise, you know, on a surface level, I've always said that I'm not that against this thing that the Magias are trying to do, right? That what Nemu and Touka are trying to do. The doppel system, on paper, sounds pretty, you know, pretty interesting and theoretically sound, right? You could, the way I look at it is kind of like you know, taking an example like Hulk from the Marvel universe, right? You know, when Hulk gets angry, right? When of course Bruce gets angry, he turns into the Hulk. Once he alleviates his rage, once he isn't as angry anymore, he changes back, right? So the doppel system to me is really a sort of like a sort of parallel to that kind of thing. You know, you have all the negative energy and negative emotions of being a magical girl, and then, you know, you get, and of course, you know, just being an adolescent girl as well, you know, don't forget about that kind of negative emotions and whatnot. And then once you gather all that, and then you doublify, and then you have this sort of an outlet for these negative emotions, then at the end of it, once you expend all this negative energy, you turn back into your regular self. You know, you don't have to remain in a permanent status, you don't witchify either, and so everything is all fine and dandy, right? As long as they can prevent the doppel, the darkness, from entirely consuming the host's heart and soul, if you will, then, you know, on theory it sounds great. And I still feel that, you know, if this wasn't actually a Madoka Magica series, and you know, if we weren't pertaining to anime logic so much in this, you know, I would have actually liked them to sort of explore this a little bit more, and then hey, it might actually work as some sort of compromise situation in terms of the entire magical kind of thing, right? And, you know, think about it. If this actually does turn out to be working as advertised, right? Even if even if we do have the occasional doppel that goes berserk and whatnot, but if at the core of it it actually works, and magical girls are able to expand their taint, if you will, using this kind of system, reverting back and so on and so forth, hey, maybe Madoka wouldn't have to have sacrificed herself, right? Maybe there could have been some way to revert everything and allow magical girls to continue on living without fear. Who knows? Who knows? Now, obviously, we still got, there's still a lot of buts and ifs here, right? Like for one, them. I think the anime is making it quite clear at this point that the system is not going to be complete. It's not going to work as advertised, and there's going to be some sort of some kind of horrific backfiring of the plan and so on and so forth, which I guess we'll see in the next 2 episodes. But even if everything worked as advertised, you do still got to think, the entire magical system and Cubase were in place because they needed to prevent the death of the universe, right? They needed to extend the life of the universe in some way. So if they do stop all that, does that mean the universe will someday die due to, of course, entropy and so on and so forth? I guess that's kind of a discussion beyond this, but I do find it kind of interesting to think about. And indeed, we are still waiting for the next season of the original series, Madoka Magica, or I guess movie / season, whatever you want to call it. And who knows, maybe some of this concept will carry over. We got to find some sort of ending to this in the end, right? So, I guess that is just some food for thought. Beyond that, though, I do like that they kind of also mentioned the fact of, of Touka being kind of sort of affected by the by all the fears and insecurities of all the other magical girls. Since even though she originally took up this mantle of the leader of Magias under a false pretense, right? She kind of forgot about Yui, but only continued carrying on their original plan. But through that action, she actually did gather some real some real feedback, if you will, from the magic girls, and that kind of solidified her own position that this is something that they need to do, right? And same for, I'm sure it's the same to Nemu as well, although they kind of sort of like made her out to be the bad guy, like with her insecurities and so on and so forth. But if you think about it from another perspective, she's just trying to carry on the will of Yui, right? This is the only thing, if you will, the only existence of Yui that is still remaining. She wants to continue on, and then adding on to this is the 3 of them thought about this together. They made a plan. They want to see this plan to the end, and then of course you have the appeal to emotions as well. All the magical girls are suffering. They do want to do, their heart is actually in the right place, right? It's just that whether or not their efforts are misguided, that is definitely another one big question mark here. And speaking of which, like, where exactly is Iroha? Like, she was shielded, I get it, but like, was she teleported somewhere, question mark? I don't know. And definitely another thing is that the girl, I'm not, like, I can't quite remember what that girl's name is. The one that appeared originally alongside Iroha at the very beginning. I can't quite remember her name. I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, I'm so bad at these names and stuff. Okay, I'm trying to quickly check right now to see if I can remember her, but it is not coming to me right now. I'm just trying to quickly look through her. The girl, Tsukio? No, not Tsukio. No, not her. Dang it, what is she called? Huh? You guys should know what I'm very sorry, guys. I just want to quickly look through this and see if I can find Kuroe. Okay, finally. Sorry. Kuroe. So I think I heard something from the previous from previous commentators that she actually did not play such a big role in the games of which this series is based on. So maybe they are going for a more original kind of ending here, and so on and so forth. But we'll I mean, the anime is clearly giving her a lot of scenes, right? They're constantly showing us, you know, her perspective. You know, even though she's tired and battered, she's on this verge of completely duplifying, and yet she's still, you know, trudging forward, heading towards the future, heading towards the grand finale, right? She's obviously going to play a huge role here, but what it is, who knows, right? Who knows? I do think that she will be pivotal in some sort of way, right? Like maybe you know, either saving or Iroha at a key moment, or giving her support at a key moment, or heck, maybe who knows, maybe dealing some decisive blow to the entire doppel system or something of that sort. That could also be a possibility here. So yeah, we need to keep an eye on her. And I guess one final thing I do want to mention throughout all this is the irony of the situation. Which is, of course, in that how all the characters are, in the end, you know, if we go back to the main series, right? The main series with Madoka and Homura and all the others, and then here in this kind of spin-off, you know, with Iroha, with Yui, and so on and so forth, they've all, you know, one consistent theme that's been done throughout it is how, you know, one person or one magical girl or maybe a few of them are trying to carry the burdens of all the others on themselves, right? Like in this episode, we see Mifu and Momoko trying to do that as well, which, by the way, seeing their soul gem shatters, I do think that is irreversible. They are gone. Unless like some kind of other miracle happens in some sort of way where, I don't know, their souls reside in the doppel or something else. Otherwise, yeah, they are gone. So unless we have some kind of time reversal magic, or I guess some other kind of timeline, going to another timeline or whatnot, I do think that it is goodbye for them here. But the way that they went out, right, is again, you know, quite fitting in a lot of ways with what the series has shown us so far, both in the main and in this spin-off, which is, you know, them trying to carry on the burdens of some magical girls, and in this process sacrificing themselves, right? You know, I guess, but you know, one thing about the entire Madoka Magica series is that, you know, we do have this concept of reoccurring fate, right? Like things are fated to occur again and again and again. You can't really break through the cycle because that's just what it is, right? And we had that even in the original, with Madoka and Homura, and now we have it here as well, where they are constantly fated to do this kind of sacrifice, to take on the burdens of others. Yeah, all of them are trying to find a way to break through the cycle. Whether or not it is the doppel system, no, most probably not, or whether or not it's going to be something else entirely, like can they make things right again, or are these things, you know, permanent, right? Is Yui gonna come back? You know, since this is a Magica series, I would actually say not. Yui is dead, just like that. I mean, she was supposed to be dead. It was a wish that changed her fate, so yeah, I don't know about all this. It'd be kind of weird for her to suddenly come back and for her to be fully returned, right? I mean, obviously that would be great and all that, but I am not keeping my hopes up for that. Anyways, hopefully this hasn't been too much of a ramble, but I do find a lot of this stuff to be interesting, and I think there's a lot of other stuff that we can discuss, you know, just theorize and so on and so forth. It really depends on if the series does want to take, you know, that kind of direction and all that. And by the way, like Little Cube being Yui, you know, I called that. I definitely called that in a way. Like, I remember I called that. I mean, I'm wrong on a lot of my theories on this because, you know, I am going into this blind. But I think at least that one, I can view as a win. Anyways, so we are going through episode 3 and 4, you know, the grand finale as well. And the next episode, probably it'll be the same. You know, I will combine the 2 episodes together. So I will see you guys next time. Stay tuned and bye bye.